Evening, people. We are back live on the channel for another Premier League review. Probably a celebratory Premier League review now because United fans are happy, Chelsea fans are happy. 3-point collectors this week. United got 3 points at Etihad. Life is good for now, and then we'll be back down to earth soon. But we'll see. We'll see. But people, if you're tuning in, please make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you show us some love in the chat as well. Jan, 3-point collect. What are we saying?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Man U. That was an incredible comeback. I mean, I was definitely supporting United for that game, and my goodness, that performance of Ahmad to win the penalty, then to score the winning goal, incredible, seriously incredible.
He's a serious player, Ahmad Diallo. I've been telling people about this guy for a long time. Like this guy is the real deal, and we need to keep him for a long time. It's not even that he's gonna be good in like 3-4 years time. He's already good. Like he's already looking very good. So I think we might as well just give him that contract, because if he does, if we lose him on a free, it's just gonna be painful. So we have to make sure that we keep him. But yeah. Etihad Stadium, blue side of Manchester. It's not looking good for them, man, right now. 1 win in 11. 1 win in 11 for Manchester City. Yeah. 1 win in 11.
Yeah, I mean, you look at
now. Only 5 points behind them now. If Bournemouth win tonight, they go above Man City. Who would have thought this would happen early on in the season, wouldn't it?
I mean, when you take out Rodri, still that's significant. There's no physicality in midfield.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to be Mateus Nunes being the physicality in midfield. He got a bit too physical on Amad Diallo for the penalty. And for the rest of the game, he really did not impress at all. I thought there was a real... It was really not great. They need to bring in somebody in the winter window, I think, in the center of midfield to sort of smooth things over. But United, though, I mean, first of all, the decision to leave out Marcus Rashford and Garnacho from the team, that was crazy.
Big up Ruben Amorim. Big up. Because that was a bold decision before the game. Because you know what it is? Leave the two bad apples out of the team. The ones that have been leaking stuff out of the club, leaking the lineup, leaking information, leaking stuff 48 hours before the Manchester derby. Yeah. These two should be held accountable, and they've done, and Ruben Amorim's done that, and they've been dropped completely out of the matchday squad. And what happens? United go and win the game, because if we lose, right, all the headlines will be like, oh, but this guy dropped Garnacho or dropped Rashford.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but because you went and won the game after that, it's completely changed. Now that he looks like he's the hero now, Amorim, because he made the right decision there. And I think what he said after the game was really important, when he goes, it's not just how you play and how you train, but also how you behave with the rest of the squad. How you dress, how you eat, how you arrive. This is really big stuff. This is very good leadership from Amorim. And then to say, like, okay, you know what? If you're not going to live up to my standard, you're out of the team. And then we don't need you to win. We have enough players that we can win without you in the team. And he needed to get the win to make that statement. So that is very big. I think this will help it'll help his control of the squad a lot more. This result, that is really good.
No, yeah, trust me. This result should hopefully boost our team now, because for me, the past few results have not been great. The last two results, poor losses. In the Europa League midweek, we bounced back with a 2-1 win, come from behind 1-0 win again. Onana making a shocking mistake. I feel like the goals we've conceded in recent times have all been down to individual errors rather than just, a team error. I feel like individual errors have really costed us in the last few games. And I think Ruben Amorim can fix that. We need to fix that, because you know what it is? If we don't fix it, right? If we don't fix it in the summer, he could be in for a tough ride at United, because these players cannot make it out of the club. They cannot make it. Like, I'm telling you, there's a lot of players that still need to go. And last night's win, I dare say it papers a lot of cracks.
It does. But the one other player who impressed me a lot, I think he was maybe the second best player on the pitch after Diallo, is
Ugarte.
Lisandro Martinez. I think
Ooh,
he
I
was
thought
really
Ugarte.
excellent. If you see the assist, he got the assist for Diallo's goal. The ball from
Mm,
that left space, ping it, perfect accuracy, perfect weight on it. He's such a fantastic out ball from that position, and also um, he played that pass into Hoyland where Hoyland got taken down in the box and it wasn't a penalty. He also played that pass as well. So I think Lisandro showed that maybe he is a mainstay in the team. He has to be. And also the way he presses, that was the issue with Johnny Evans against Ipswich. He left that huge gap for Omari Hutchinson and Liam Delap to run into. Lisandro doesn't leave gaps. He's really good at closing down. I think
yeah,
he's the other player apart from Ahmad. He is the other player who you have to keep him and build a team around him.
yeah. Ahmad's an amazing footballer. Like he's so composed on the ball. Like you just sometimes it's very hard to take the ball off him because he knows what to do with the ball. He's very collective. He does not. He plays it very simple as well. He's not the type of player who wants to be like the hero ball type of player. He's a very simple footballer, and
Yeah.
I like the way he moves the ball. It's very tidy as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
feel like I feel like it's very hard to find a player like of Ahmad's caliber at this age.
Yeah.
Although there is Lamine Yamal out there, there's players like that of that ilk. I'm not comparing Ahmad to these guys, but what I'm trying to say is Ahmad Diallo is one of a kind. Like I just think he's been neglected for a long time at United, and I felt like he could have been given many more opportunities at the club because there's been so many times where his first ever game for United he scored. It was in the Europa League against AC Milan. He came off the bench and he scored right away, like instant impact. He scored. So my point I'm trying to make is Ahmad's an instant impact player.
Yeah.
And Eric Ten Hag never saw that, and I felt that he got this completely wrong, because imagine playing Omari Forson over him, right? And
Mm.
and and look at Amad Diallo, like.
Yeah.
He impressed me in preseason last year. He came back from an injury, and now he looks good. He was going to go out on loan to Sunderland. There were plans for him to move on from the club, and now he's just completely turned it around. And I really hope we give him that contract that he deserves, because I think for me, like he's just not. He's one of those players that I think is one of the only players who deserves to be at the club. Him, Mazraoui, Delict, and Euro, and maybe a few others deserve to be at the club, because I
And
think
Lisandro, I think was second best player on the pitch. I mean, the
I
difference
I
that he made, unbelievable. That
I thought
pass.
Ugarte. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I thought Ogate was awful, by the way. Ogate was asleep. I thought he got played through so easily. Whenever I watch Ugarte, I just look and I think, why did you not sign João Neves from when you had the chance? So you took Ugarte from PSG and you let PSG take João Neves. Why? João Neves was the way better option. I think Ugarte is kind of dreadful. I'm honest
I
with you.
thought I thought Ugarte played well though. Actually, do you know what it is? I don't think it's more the passing. I think it's more the ball retention. I thought he won the ball back very well. I thought he
He
got.
lets he's asleep. I mean, I watched a couple of clips where
There
he's
were times, yeah.
he doesn't know when to press. He leaves the gap, and then when he presses, he goes too late, and then the gap is behind him. It's really irresponsible. I mean, I wasn't impressed at all. I think he needs a lot of work. He needs a
I
lot of
think.
time with
Do you
Amorim.
know what it
That
is with
was not.
Ugarte? Sorry to say this, but let me say this for one bit. Yeah. Do you know
Mm.
what? Do you know why Ugarte is a very pivotal part in the system? Because he played for Amorim at Sporting. Let's not forget that. So
Yeah, yeah,
Amorim can get the best out of him. That's
hopefully.
where I feel like Ugarte is a pivotal type of player. Yes, he
Mm,
played at PSG, didn't play much. He got sent out, and understandably he's not United, right?
mm.
But Ruben Amorim can get the best out of him because he worked with him at Sporting. And if you bring maybe a Gyökeres in, maybe
Yes.
if you bring like an Inacio in, these type of players, or maybe
Nah,
a
you
or,
don't
or
need Inacio. You have Lisandro, who's better than Inacio and in the same position. You don't need another one. He is that pass. Go watch that pass again. I mean, sure,
oh,
Diallo's
bro,
goal is good,
that
but that
pass
pass,
unbelievable. That pass is
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah,
Where did he pick that one out? Like he picked like
yeah,
I like I think it's pinged in and hope. I was like, that was such an amazing pass, and the Diallo, the
yeah.
precision, touch was amazing over Edison, and I was surprised how City did not clear that ball. I was very surprised, like, how did City not clear that ball out? Like, how many players were on the line for that goal? Like, it just went through the defense, and Barca,
that was embarrassing.
Like, what a finish, man! What a finish, bro! How did he get that in? And just unreal turnaround, like unreal comeback, like with a few minutes to go. And I have to big up Joshua Zirkzee as well, because at the end, right, you saw what he did with the ball. He kept the ball, he brought the ball up the pitch, and he just held on to it. He tried to waste time, tried to take the ball to the corner flag. Referee blew the whistle. His hold up play at the end of the game was superb. Like just the way he had to take the ball at the pitch, and just unreal, man, unreal. And I had to big him up. I had to big up a lot of the players as well. For the comeback, Amad Diallo was man of the match though, but by a long distance, by a long distance, because I felt Bruno Fernandes was poor. I don't think he was amazing, but he really could have scored that chance. Bruno Fernandes should be taking that chance. I'm not trying to say that we're having an agenda against Bruno. No, it's not that. It's about finishing. It's about finishing when you have to finish. That chance would have easily costed us on another given day, right? On another given day, that could have costed us if he hadn't taken that chance. If it was a Man City of last season and we're losing 1-0, we'd have lost the game 1-0. That right there, right? That miss right there just goes to show that we really, really need to sign a world-class striker, because a striker in that position would score. A striker with good precision, good composure would score that. Someone like a Gyökeres, someone like a Osimhen.
But I think you see the potential of Højlund. I think it made it very clear his potential. Excellent, you can see it.
I do, but I think he's a bench player rather than a starter, because
no, I mean
when we brought him off the bench, right? In the Europa League, I know it's the Europa League, right? But when we brought him off the bench, he scored 2 good goals to win us the game, right? My point is, I don't think Højlund's a starter. I don't think he's a starter. I think for me, he is a off the bench impact player, because I think for me, we still need a striker. Højlund doesn't score enough goals. He has not scored enough goals in a single season for United. Although it's his second season, I still think we need to sign a striker and to compete with him, because
I agree. You need a main guy.
Because for me, Zirkzee is not a striker. He's a number 10. He's like a left or right for me. He can't be a striker. But although he scored 2 goals against Everton, still that does not mean for me he should be.
I mean, there's so few elite number 9s on the market, that every club thinks they need one. Chelsea think we need one, Arsenal thinks they need one, United thinks they need one. There's so few on the market that you need to keep Højlund and develop Højlund, because he will be worth so much in the future.
And by the way, I need to bring this up. Yeah. Did you see the Kyle Walker thing on?
God, yeah.
Bro, bro, that's an embarrassment, man. Like, bro, what is Kyle Walker thinking? Like, Højlund did nothing to him. The guy just fell to the ground as if he got hit on the head. There was no contact whatsoever. Like,
there
was contact. Was no, like, there was no malice in terms of like trying to headbutt him to the ground or something. I was like, no way. Kyle Walker just fell. I thought, okay. When I saw it first, I'm like, oh no, there's gonna be a red card here. I had a bad feeling. But then what happened was, I saw the replay. I'm like, how does Kyle Walker fall after that? Like, that's an embarrassment, bro. That's really that. Real talk, that's an embarrassment. Like, I never would have thought, like, bro, Kyle Walker for me, like, the guy was such a good right back, but like, what's happened to him? Like, what's actually happened to Kyle Walker? Like, do you think he's just finished, or do you think he's just, lost? I think play for Pep now.
I think it's hard to say that he's finished. Yeah, he's getting on. I think definitely, he's getting on. Discipline is going. I mean, at 34, his game relies on pace. You lose a little bit of pace when your game is almost entirely built around pace. You're going to struggle, and he isn't adjusting his game to this new reality. That's one thing. and two is just she's acting like a shithead half the time. Sorry to excuse my language, but
No,
that
no,
falling
no.
over is a disgrace.
Go ahead. I agree with you completely, bro. Like I don't. Let's just say the stuff he does off the pitch. Cause I don't want to mention the things he does. Yeah, because for
Yeah, that's a whole other. That's a whole other. Yeah.
but another discussion. But other than that, yeah, like the actions on the pitch yesterday were a complete embarrassment. The guy could have been sent off. Like really, real talk, Kyle Walker could have been sent off yesterday for his actions. Like I don't understand what he's trying to do. And Anthony Taylor as well, bro. He was terrible yesterday. We could have had 2 penalties in the game. We could have had another one. Ruben Diaz didn't even get the ball. He completely got Højlund, bro. He didn't even touch the ball, and they don't call it a penalty. How?
Yeah.
Like he completely tripped Rasmus Højlund in the box. There's no way that's not a penalty. Like seeing it from the replay at first, I was like, okay, maybe it's just like an accidental collision. But he actually got his foot across, and then Rasmus Højlund tripped over his leg. He wasn't even going down. He went down because of the trip. So that should have been another penalty, man. We should have got 2 penalties in the game. I'm surprised, like referee didn't give that.
I agree. I agree. That should have been a penalty on Højlund. I agree.
Terrible refereeing.
That was an awful decision. Yeah.
Terrible refereeing, because I saw so many decisions yesterday. I saw so many tackles yesterday. United got the ball. Mazraoui got the ball, and they gave a foul for that because of the follow through. Like, bro, Anthony Taylor. Like, I know from your experience, you don't like Anthony Taylor as well.
Oh God, the whole whenever a referee does badly at Stamford Bridge, we chant, "Are you Taylor in disguise?" Like we hate the guy. We hate the guy, and
trust me, bro. Like, it's not. It's just not fun to see, all like the refereeing decisions like this in games like this, because it could have costed us, man. It really could have costed us if we didn't give it another penalty. Because we got the penalty, we got lucky with that Nunes pass, and then Amad Diallo capitalized, and then what happens is he wins the penalty. Luckily, he didn't shoot, because if he had shot, I don't think it would have gone in. I don't think the ball would have gone in, because it was very, very tight. It was like very, very far out as well. I don't think he would have got the accuracy to go in. But luckily, he cut back. Luckily, the penalty happened, and we got the goal. And I was like, you know what? It's one of those games where I don't accept draws. I don't usually take draws, but this is one where I'm like, okay, fine, just 1-1, take it, go home. And
yeah.
Martinez just pings a pass to Amad Diallo. I'm like, do you know what's funny? I was texting, I was texting my cousin before the game. He's your cousin as well, yeah. I was texting before the game, right? I told him Bruno and Amad will score. I said Bruno Amad will score because I didn't see anyone else. I didn't see anyone else in that team scoring. I said this is a game for Bruno Fernandes. This game right here is a perfect game for Bruno Fernandes because it's a mid-off game. You know what I mean? Like Bruno Fernandes from mid-off big games.
Yeah.
It wasn't amazing, but he got his goal and we got back into the game and therefore we got the winner. But talk me through like the City, because what do you think City's like plan was in the game? Because I saw a lack of threat from them yesterday. I was like there was no threat from Man City like going to United, because City tried so hard to bring to try and pass it around, try and create something in the box. Haaland didn't even get a touch in the box. But talk me through Man City's approach to the game, because I was confused about what Pep was trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can gather, he wanted to pack the midfield, so he selected one less defender. You went with the back 3. Then he tried to pack the midfield to just try and control the game that way, thinking that it would be difficult for United to play through them because you only have 2 players, and trying to go for sort of 2v4 in midfield and overrun the midfield. But then you won down the flanks, and you won because of those through balls from Martinez. When you back off them, but then you have Martinez, Mazraoui, who can pick out passes from deep and bypass the midfield, which is what ultimately undid them in the end.
Yeah, I just feel like they try to get the ball to Phil Foden. Phil Foden just tries to run the ball tries to run with the ball across the pitch. Tries to pass it to Nunes. Nunes goes back to De Bruyne. And it was just passing around the box. It was no like real intent to how'd you say it? To loft the ball into the box, and then there was no like real intent for City to get a goal. They were trying to hang on to a 1-0 lead, which I think was very, very was very arrogant Man City. Very, very arrogant considering what they've been the form that they've been on in the last month and a half. Like completely embarrassing for Man City yesterday. Like really, how do you fumble the last 2 minutes? Like Pep completely got it wrong. Completely got it wrong. And Mateus Nunes needs to be held accountable for his performances. I don't know why City I don't know what City are thinking, right? But they need to do something in January. Man City need to really do something in January. Like January can't come fast enough for them. They need the January transfer window to open ASAP. They need the transfer window to open. If they don't make signings, they ain't serious. They really are not. If City don't make signings, they're not serious. Because City needs a left back. They need another center back. They need a midfielder. City needs to go and spend in January. But with PSR, it's gonna be very, very hard. Very, very hard. I don't know how much City will spend in January. I reckon they can just get in a few loan signings, but I don't think they will do that.
You know who they were linked to apparently? You won't believe it.
Go on. Pogba,
you won't believe it. Pogba. Yeah.
Pogba, right? I saw it. Yeah. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna happen.
If they really do go for Paul Pogba, then they are really, really cooked. If that is their decision, it's Pogba, then they are really, really in trouble.
I don't understand the decision behind going for Paul Pogba when they already have Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, seriously.
It don't make sense because you already have Kovacic, right? Kovacic is another ball carrier. You've got Kevin De Bruyne, another ball carrier. There's no one to sit deep and win the ball back. You don't have a Rodri to do that. There's no midfield aggression. There's no like.
Who can you get? There's a lack of those players. This is why we had to pay over 100 million for Caicedo, because who else is there in the world who can do that job at that level? Who else is there? It's really hard.
Caicedo's really stepped up his performances for Chelsea. I think he's really stepped up. He's really Chelsea. Like he's not. He at first he was like, this is not £100 million worth of a player, but now he's really.
No, he definitely is. Like, who else is there in the world who can play that role at that level? Maybe, Declan Rice, maybe Zubimendi, maybe.
But Rice has been way off the charts. He's been way off form this season.
Declan Rice is not on form at all. Who else is there? Tchouaméni at Real Madrid, he's not going. Declan Rice. There's only a handful of players at that elite level who can play that role, which is why.
Zubimendi?
Yeah, but maybe. But if I was him, I would go to Liverpool instead, like I said last time. Yeah. And even if he's more of a deep line playmaker than a ball winner,
But I don't think people want him anymore because Gravenberch is playing he's playing very, very well. Gravenberch has been
true. But even then, Zubimendi is more of a technical player, pivot player than a pure ball winner like Caicedo is. So
he's more like a ball retention type of player. He's more like he's a deep line playmaker. You know what I mean? Like he's the one to progress the ball forward, especially winning the ball back. That's what Kevin De Bruyne was. But now Kevin De Bruyne is just getting cooked every time you put someone on. Every time you put someone on him, like every time you put we put Fred, right? Like we made Fred chase Kevin De Bruyne, and look at what it resulted in. Kevin De Bruyne was missing. Like you put someone on Kevin De Bruyne, you make someone chase the guy. He struggles. We put Ugarte on him. He completely went missing. There was no intention for Kevin De Bruyne yesterday. I thought he was terrible. Like this is one of the games where I was like, you know what? I don't fear Kevin De Bruyne. I don't fear anyone. I was like, yeah, he's gonna get subbed off anyway, and we're gonna win the game because he's one of those players that he can have a good game. On his day, he can be a very, very crucial player, but he can't last 90 minutes. He doesn't look like he can last 90 minutes anymore. He doesn't look like the type of player that can play full 90 anymore. He's not that. He's hardly been fit. He's hardly played enough games for City, especially just come back from an injury, especially now with Rodri out. Man City's midfield looks so cooked, and they put Rico Lewis in there. There's really no plan from Pep. Pep really has no plan. And if Pep wants to leave City on a high, if Pep wants to leave City on a good note, right? And he doesn't want to, he's probably not going to fall out with the fans. Obviously, not going to happen, right? But if he wants to leave Man City on a good note, he needs to rebuild this team and leave for the next manager. Because at this rate, the City are going in. There's so many players that are just not that are no longer in their prime, or either no longer they're just no longer that type of player anymore. Bernardo Silva wanted to leave Man City a few times, but he kept his foot on the ground and he stayed and he put in performances. He deserves to be there. Bernardo Silva is truly a City legend. He truly is, right? But he ain't the same. Foden's been completely a shadow of himself this season. I don't know what's happened to Phil Foden, especially.
Oh God, that's the biggest reason I think they're struggling is because how important Foden was earlier, and then how much
Yeah,
he's
and
struggling. That difference, difference in Foden's form is almost the entire difference of City really.
and who's supporting Haaland? Because Haaland's not getting any touches in the box either. Haaland's a stand in the box type of striker and just finishes. He's not a player that will stand outside the box and receive a pass and play it. He's not that. He's not the type of player. He's going to wait He's going to wait in the box and he's going to score a good goal.
Yeah.
He's that type of striker, and we nullified him completely yesterday. He barely touched the ball. I barely saw Erling Haaland yesterday. I don't know. I don't know what's happened. Yeah, but like I've even said this before. Once they lose Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri, there's no one to support Haaland. There's no one to play Haaland through on goal, like because Haaland would hide behind the defensive line, and would make runs, especially with Kevin De Bruyne or Foden, or Rodri playing passes to Haaland, who will go on and score. But there's no one to do that. Foden's not doing that. Kevin De Bruyne is not doing that. Rodri is missing. Nunes ain't that type of player. So Haaland's really struggling because if they lose Haaland, who's going to score the goals for City? They're going to struggle, man. If they don't have Haaland, if Haaland gets like suspended, or if he gets injured, they sold Alvarez already. So who's going to cover for Haaland? Oscar Bob, he's injured. So Man City really have problems, man, and they don't have, and the depth is a massive issue.
Yeah,
the depth is a massive issue because I've seen this in January, right? Like, sorry, I've seen this last season already. Like, there was a time where I really thought United's bench was better than City's bench. There was a point I was like, "There's no way that I could ever say that in my life," right?
But today it was. Yesterday it was. Objectively, it was.
Because look at the bench. They have academy players.
Yeah, like as a neutral, I can say it was. United's bench is better than City's, for sure, 100%.
I mean, I thought I have to give a shout out to one player. Like, even though I don't like the guy, even though I rate the guy, I thought Harry Maguire was excellent yesterday. I thought Maguire defended very, very well yesterday. Like,
I think he's built for a back three, so
he is. But at the
just
same time,
he's built for a back three, and De Ligt looks brilliant as well in the back three.
De Ligt did well yesterday. I thought Mazraoui was good yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Mazraoui's been one of our best players. Like, I really rate Mazraoui. We only signed him for 15 million. 15 million by minute. What a player, man! Like, the way he wins the ball back and the way he runs on the wing from right back or right wing back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, this guy is a true United player.
And when you have to attack, you can even put him at right center back. When you really have to attack, go for it. He's such a player. Yeah, such a player.
And Anthony came on and changed the game yesterday because you put Anthony behind Ahmad, right? Anthony played Ahmad through. Remember, I'll tell you about the goal on Thursday we scored, right? When Anthony came on the pitch, he played Ahmad through, right? Ahmad cut the ball inside, and then he took a shot deflected to Rasmus Højlund. Højlund tapped the ball in the back of the net, right? You had, and then you see Anthony playing behind Ahmad, playing Ahmad through. Anthony made an impact yesterday, even though I'm not a massive Anthony fan. He came on and changed the game a little bit yesterday towards the end, and I thought I have to give props for its due. And really and truly, this now needs to be a good sign for Amorim. It needs to be a positive sign. It needs to be like a morale boost. Otherwise it'll just be like a one-off.
Yeah, I think it is. I think the fact that he made the statement to those players and then he's got the win in the end afterwards, I think that makes a huge difference. I really think it makes a huge difference.
A bigger statement than it already is, because you dropped two of your supposed star wingers, and then you go and win the derby without them.
And it was all because of a different winger who came in for them and proved that he can do the job, which is incredible. So there you go.
Amad Diallo proved he could win Manchester United the game. Last year he got the winner against Liverpool. He now got the winner against City. Bro, this guy loves United, and I genuinely think Amad Diallo is one of a kind. But yeah, where do you think, like where do you think City go from here? Where do you think where do you think United go from here as well?
United need to win against Bournemouth, which will be a tougher game than Man City away. I have to be honest with you because
No, I hear that.
It'll actually be Bournemouth actually be a tougher game. They have to win that. And City, I mean, look, again, I do not count them out. You can never count out City. They are just I refuse to count them out because of what they've done in the past few years. So I
Yeah,
expect they could go on a 15-game winning run. You never know. They are Man City. So
they can, but it doesn't look like it right now. It does not look.
again, it can start tomorrow. It can start whenever, 15-game winning run. So always watch your back with City.
No,
Never. It's not over till match day 38 with City. It really isn't. So watch your back.
No, I hear that completely, but at the same time, I don't see it this season. If it was last season, yeah, I agree with you completely. But it's just this season, I just don't have a feeling that they'll do it because Liverpool. How many points are Liverpool off Man City now? Like what? 8 points off Liverpool. 8 points
More,
off.
surely more now. No,
Let me have a look here.
surely it cannot still be 8. No, I'm checking here.
No, it's not. It's 9 points.
Yeah.
Well, Liverpool have a game in hand.
9. So then if they win that, it becomes 12. I think that's the most.
Then I don't see City catching Liverpool.
Yeah.
Especially with the way Liverpool are playing right now. I know
I don't want to say it. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't see them catching us either. But I don't want to say it. It's gonna jinx. But I do think the way it's going, I think we are gonna finish above them. But I don't want to say it because
the only way I see City going to run now is if they buy in January. Is if City strengthen in January, like I said, because City's midfield is where it's sort of like lackluster, like because the way we played yesterday, we kind of ran through their midfield easily. There was no defensive recovery from Man City yesterday. There was really no defensive recovery. Other than Ruben Diaz, I don't see anyone like playing well for City right now. Like Ruben Diaz is the only shining light in Man City right now. And Gavardio. Like these two are the only shining light right now. And obviously Haaland when he bags and when you supply him. But really and truly, I just don't know what's happened to them. Like they just completely collapsed all of a sudden. I thought, you know what, that loss against Tottenham might have been a one-off. And then they went on to lose to Bournemouth, lose to Brighton. They went on to got slapped by Spurs 4-0. And then what happened? They went and lost to, who else did they lose to? What, Feyenoord? And then what happened after that? They went on and lost to Liverpool. And then after that they beat.
It was a 2-2 at Palace after that. They beat Nottingham Forest and there was 2-2 at Palace. They lost to Bournemouth, Brighton, Tottenham, Liverpool, 4 in a row. Then they got the win at Forest, and then they came back to a draw at Palace. That's the run they've been on.
And they lost at Juventus as well.
Yeah.
And
Juventus are also struggling themselves in Serie A. And they managed to beat City. They can't beat Venezia. They can't beat Lecce, but they can beat Man City. Really, this football is crazy this year.
This Man City game was one of the easiest games I've called all season. Literally one of the easiest games I've called. I was like, "There's no way City will go to Juve and win. There's no way, especially with the Juve crowd in the Champions League. Nah, City ain't going to Juve and win. They ain't gonna go to Juve. And with this form, nah, Juventus in the Champions League versus Man City on form, no chance. And I could even Real Madrid are on the best of form. I could see them beating Man City right now. It's that bad. It's actually that bad. Like Man City are just. I never would have thought like I'd see one win in 11. Like okay, maybe 3 in a row is understandable. Maybe 3 losses in a row. Okay, maybe you can see that happening. But 1 win in 11 games is like unbelievable. No one would have thought you'd ever see that happen, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and the fact that I'm sitting here telling you that Bournemouth at home is a tougher game right now than the Manchester Derby, but it is objectively it is.
Even if Man City were doing well and we beat them, it actually still is. Do you know why? If you're gonna go on a run, right? It's about beating these little teams that have more fight in them. more than a bigger club, because you can beat the big teams all you like, but it's typical for a big team to go beat a big club and then go drop points to a smaller club later on.
And the best part about this City, their next game is Villa away, and they always struggle at Villa Park. They always struggle at Villa Park. So it could get worse before it gets better. Seriously, it could.
Real talk, man. I don't see City winning away at Aston Villa as well. I just don't. I don't. And Villa's starting to pick up form again as well.
Yeah, they are. So it could get better. It could get worse before it gets better.
I reckon I'd be a draw there, though. I don't know if Man City will have enough to win away at Villa, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if this United loss does not motivate Man City, and all these losses don't motivate Man City, then we don't have to talk about any more Man City runs towards the end of the season. We can't talk about it anymore, because it all depends. Like I said, it all depends on what they do in January, and it all depends on, where the club lies in terms of, obviously the charges and everything are looming.
Yeah, as well. You can't forget about that. They added more charges, right?
And City barely spent money since Haaland and Alvarez, and they had more charges.
Yeah, just Mateus Nunes, and that was because they sold Palmer. And then
they signed Gavardio, right?
Yeah, that was a bit of cash. That was a bit of money, Gavardio.
They signed Gavardio, and then they signed Alvarez and Haaland in one window, and then the next year they signed
Alvarez to fund. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, I'm very, very surprised that Man City did not go and spend money. Like Sir Alex Ferguson, every single time, man, he saw a decline in the United squad, he would go and change things up.
Yeah,
I mentioned this on the stream yesterday after the game with Augustia. Big up to him. He said the City have collapsed. Yeah, agree completely. Yep, has to shuffle the back room staff. Facts. Tikshi needs to do something, but Tikshi's now gone. But he didn't have a succession plan for Pep. There was no succession plan when Tikshi left.
So and there's no plan to bring in young players who can learn from the experienced guys and take their place.
Because Kevin De Bruyne could be gone soon. There's no more experience in that man. There'll be a lack of experience. The only players you could learn from, right, are Ruben Diaz, maybe Ederson, maybe Walker if he stays. But really and truly, like Man City have a lot of players they need to get out, because it's kind of getting to the point where now I think these players are starting to drop off. There's there's a massive drop off in some players now. Yeah. Walker's not the same right back. Kevin De Bruyne not a 90-minute player anymore. He just can't play 90 minutes.
The entire starting 11, with the exception of Foden and Gvardiol, are getting old.
And Haaland.
Yes. Gvardiol, Haaland, and Foden. The rest are all really aging, and they have to worry.
I really didn't understand the Kovacic signing as well. I really didn't understand it, because, like, Chelsea sold him, right? Because they thought they were going to get money from a much better team, or a much better team, a much weaker team for Kovacic. And then what happens is they go and sell Kovacic to Man City, which is a complete shock, because I never thought he'd go to Man City. Like, it was a good signing at the time. It made sense at the time, but now it just doesn't anymore, because the guy just does not play enough games. Yeah. He's also injured, suspended. He's been in and out of the team. He's barely ever played. And you've also got like John Stones barely ever fit.
Yeah, as well. John Stones as well, another player who's
John Stones never ever fit. Yeah, sorry, continue.
No, I was saying, I agree with you, John Stones as well.
So really have a lot of work to do. And Pep, and I could see Pep going soon if it doesn't get better. I could just see Pep resigning himself.
No, he's already said that he won't. He was asked this. He said this increases his motivation to stay if they want to get rid of him. They have to sack him. And I think, why quit? Like, let City sack you. Why quit?
But I was just going to mention this. Every single time Sir Alex Ferguson saw a bad apple in the team, or a drop off, they'd moved on. Sir Alex Ferguson moved David Beckham on. Roy Keane on. He moved Roy Keane, or I don't know if he moved on. He moved. Well, he did. Well, Ronaldo was on.
Players got old. He accepted when the players got old, and
exactly.
Pep hasn't accepted that De Bruyne is too old now, Walker is too old now. Gundogan is getting on. He hasn't accepted that, and that's the struggle that he has. And he has to rebuild the team. And you know how expensive it is to rebuild a team?
Very expensive.
Unbelievably expensive.
With
Speaking of which,
eh?
speaking of which, let's come on to Chelsea because I do have to go through. I have a lot to say about Chelsea as always.
Sure. No worries. I'll just finish off this point about Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah. Sir Alex Ferguson, every single time he always made a change to the team. Like Ronaldo was on a drop off, but he had to go when he wanted to go. When someone wants to leave, he lets him go. Right. Mm-hmm. The Glazers didn't back him properly. Right. City had the owners to back Pep Guardiola. They had the finances, they have everything in the world to back him. Right. But the biggest issue at Man City now is they need to move on players that have a drop off. So all the players that are injury prone, all the bad apple in the team, they need to move on. And I think Pep's the manager to rebuild this team again and maybe compete again soon. But at this rate, I just don't see it. Yeah, and regardless of age, you didn't see allowance. Yeah, facts, bro. And remove Beckham, Keane, or Pogba, for example. Yeah, facts, bro, facts. Because anyone that's having a negative or a massive toll on your team, you need to move them on. Move them on. Rebuild the team when it needs being. Sir Alex Ferguson rebuilt the team twice, and look at how many Premier League titles he won, and back another Champions League title as well. That's why for me, he's just simply the greatest manager in the Premier League. Like real talk. But yeah, let's move on to Chelsea, man, because Chelsea, and yeah, I'll let you have the floor, man, because Chelsea. Another win against Brentford. First win against Brentford ever in the Premier League at home, actually.
Yes, we never ever beat Brentford. I always go for the game, we always lose. This time I didn't go and we won. So I'm not going to go see us play Brentford anymore. Because it's whenever we play Brentford, I go and we lose. So that's it. That's me not watching Brentford anymore. Yeah. Look, I think a lot of Chelsea fans probably owe the ownership an apology, frankly. Because the picture is coming together now. I just want to compare sort of Chelsea and City at the moment. Just compare them, right? We went and signed Caicedo, who is the best under 23 defensive midfielder in the world. We went and signed Enzo Fernandez, who maybe is among the top 3 young deep line playmakers in the world, or just playmakers in the world generally, in his age bracket. And we have Palmer, who there's a few number 10s better than him, but he's up there for sure. He's up there as one of the best. And it cost a lot of money, for sure it did. And people talk about that. That's always the headline. Chelsea spending money on all these players for no reason. But they've built this team with incredible depth now in all these key areas. And they have this team contracted for the next 10 years, right? So basically, if you want Caicedo, Enzo, or Palmer, it's impossible. We have them contracted for the next 10 years. They're all very happy to be at Chelsea by the look of it, and we have this depth that Caicedo is not fit today. All right, let's bring in Lavia. Lavia is not fit also. Let's bring in Vega, who can all do a job at Premier League level. And Pep pointed this out. He mentioned this in a recent comment. He was like, yeah, right now we can't compete with Chelsea's depth. We can't. And this was, the pundits were mocking Chelsea about this. They were mocking Chelsea for signing so many players that, there's no space in the dressing room for these players. But now you have a squad, genuine depth, can compete on multiple fronts, and are all young and improving. Do you know the age of the oldest outfield player in Chelsea's squad? When you know the age, the oldest outfield player in Chelsea's squad. Who are they? What's their age? Do you know?
Is it
oldest outfield player?
Ooh, tough. Outfield player. Okay.
Oldest outfield player, yeah.
Jackson?
No, Jackson's 21.
I don't know who it is.
It's Tosin, 27.
What?
He is the oldest outfield player in the Chelsea squad, is Tosin. And he is younger than most of City's key players. And he's the oldest outfield player in Chelsea's squad.
Wow.
So
he also played for Man City's academy as
well. He did. It makes it even better. But yeah, Tosin is the oldest outfield player in the squad. And we are second place. So we don't care if we win the league this year or not because we have the best young team in the Premier League, which is gonna, over the next 10 years, it's gonna be a blue era, frankly. With the squad we have and the age we have, and the timing is perfect because City are tailing
Yeah,
off. Liverpool, we don't know what the future is gonna be. I think for us, there's genuinely no pressure. There's genuinely no pressure at all on Chelsea.
I
Okay, we
think
don't win this year, fine. Well, next year after, it's fine. Liverpool is pressure. Oh, we have to win this year. Salah might leave. Trent might leave. Van Dijk might leave. But for
mm,
Chelsea, there is no pressure. If we fail, we have literally 10 more chances.
right.
So these players are playing with real freedom, and you never feel stressed from them. You just feel relaxed. They believe they're going to win. They just play Maresca style, and you feel they're gonna get the result because they're playing without pressure, and
Yeah.
that is, you know, personified by Cole
What do
Palmer,
you?
who
Yeah.
supposedly, according to some people, is too dumb to feel pressure, but in reality, he's one of the smartest footballers on the planet, and it's great to watch because all the negativity and toxicity is gone, and there's an acknowledgement now that yeah, we're going to be the best team in the world for the next 10 years. So good luck.
That
That's a bit of
because
an overstatement. Maybe I'm being a bit uh overstating it for my team, but you get what I'm saying. Um,
no, I understand that. I understand that. Um, but looking at Chelsea right now, right? Because let's actually see your next round of fixtures because you guys are on an absolute tear right now.
yeah,
Although
yeah,
the the biggest issue, like I said, has been your defense and
mm,
the way you guys have conceded goals in recent times. Terrible. You got Everton away, Fulham at home, Ipswich away to close out the year, and then Palace away to start the year, and
yeah,
then more. These are games where I just feel like Chelsea can just go on a mad run and just like start the year off like right behind Liverpool if you guys can pick up consistent wins and you keep a lot of clean sheets. Especially when you guys have the most goals scored in the Premier League as well. I don't know how many goals you conceded,
mm.
but the goals that you guys have scored is the most in the league, isn't it? You guys scored the most
Yeah,
goals in the league,
yeah, yeah, we do.
and and you guys don't even have like that natural world class striker. You have Jackson, who's improved his game so much. You guys have Cole Palmer, who's just supplying players. You know, it's such a well balanced team in especially in attack and midfield. It's just the defense has been the biggest issue for me. Like I just think Chelsea defensively, they just don't look like that team that can hold on for what do you mean? Oh, sorry, they can't hold on
Yeah,
to
defense is a big problem for us for sure. We really
yeah,
struggle in defense.
it's the
Our
defense.
expected goals against, I think, are like really high. We were lucky enough to concede a couple goals in yesterday's game, and the issue I think is the partnership of Colwill and Fofana. I think we look better with Tosin in the team, and I still have hope that Badiashile can come around, improve on the little issues he's having, and come around. But yeah, again, just give it time. Just give it time. There's now the pressure is really off. Ma- just let them play. Let them have experience. With experience, guys like Colwill, guys like um, Fofana and Badiashile, they've got great mentality. That's one thing. They're really intelligent players. They've got great
Yeah.
mentality. Uh, they will learn. They will have these struggles and they will bounce back and learn. I have no worries in defense. I wouldn't buy anybody. I really wouldn't add anyone to the team. Just let it
What
play out.
what's your biggest like goal for the rest of the season now? Because obviously now you've got FA Cup coming up. You've already out of the Carabao Cup, unfortunately. Conference League is a must. I think Conference League. You
Yes, I
guys
think we will win the Conference League. Hopefully, I mean the opponent I'm scared of in the Conference League is Fiorentina because they're
Fiorentina.
having a great season in Italy. They're having a very good season.
I
Uh,
reckon you guys.
so
I think.
I think they are the biggest threat in the Conference League. The good thing for us is that Europa League teams don't drop into the Conference League anymore.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's true.
so the only real threat is Fiorentina. If we can do well against them, I think we can. We look we're the favorites, heavy favorites to win that. Domestic cups, I mean we can go for it, but I don't think that's the priority. Maybe the FA Cup we can, but I don't see it as a priority. win the Conference League would be a great start to Maresca's time. It would make us the first team to win all three, Europa, Conference, and Champions League. Only team to win all three, which would be very funny, very Chelsea thing to do. And yeah, then we can go back to chanting we've won it all. And then top three would be good for us.
You've already won the Champions League. You've already won the Europa League. You've already won the
first team to ever win all three, and
including the UEFA Super Cup as well.
Super Cup and Cup Winners' Cup. So everything.
Cup.
We will literally have won it all. Every competition we've played in, we've won. That was the when we won the Club World Cup. That was what happened. So we've won every competition we've ever played in, and it will be back to that again if we win the Conference League, which would be great. It'd be lovely. I hope that happens.
I think Chelsea will win the FA Cup. Do you know why? It's because you guys have squad depth. You can easily rotate in these games, especially have Morecambe coming up. You guys can easily rotate like fresh young players in that one.
Yeah. Morecambe will be the Conference League team, I'm sure, because they're on a roll. Felix, Mudryk, these guys are on a roll. Let them keep playing. Let them rack up the games. Felix just needs games. I feel bad for him because he's competing with some really informed players, but he just needs games.
I reckon he'll play against Morecambe, though. I think you guys should give him a run out against Morecambe.
Yeah, he'll play against Morecambe. I mean, I wish he could get more games in the Premier League. He just needs to play as much football as he can, but it's hard to play him when you have Sancho and Palmer and all. But again, the depth is excellent. And I think if you come top three already, it's a success for Maresca. Top three is a huge success for Maresca because, I mean, you're competing with, Arsenal were supposed to be in the middle of some long process, and if you already overtake them and come second, it's already a huge win. So I'd be happy with third actually, at a minimum. Third would be very good result for us. Third in Conference League.
And there's a joke going around the Chelsea community that you guys need 3 more points to survive relegation. Is that true? Is this like
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, 40 points to survive relegation. So I think that is true actually.
Yeah, it is to survive relegation. So yeah, I mean, Chelsea are pretty much done good stuff this season, and I reckon
finish above 14th to get Sancho. Did you know that? The contract with Sancho is if we come above 14th, we get him for 25 million euro. So we have to come above 14th, which I think is quite possible.
Because trust me, Jadon Sancho in this United team right now would cook, like especially on that left attacking midfield, like 3-4-3. That left attacking midfield position is Jadon Sancho. He needs to be in that, but I just don't know, man.
He's not coming back now. He's our nailed on right winger. And guess what? Sancho's arrival has done. Sancho's arrival has given Mudryk time now. Now the pressure's completely off Mikhailo Mudryk. Now he has time, So now he can chill out. Play in slightly less demanding fixtures, if that's how you want to describe it, and come back in 2 years and see how he's getting on. So that's also changed. It's such a good signing for Chelsea.
I hear that completely. I mean, your next run of games, like I said, I reckon you guys should get majority wins, especially Everton away, and Europa League, Conference League. Yeah, like I said, you should be in. It's only round of 16, right? No round of 32. Yeah,
we will. Looks like, because I think we have 2 games left or 1 game left against Shamrock.
Yeah,
it looks like we're gonna go straight to the round of 16. There's not gonna be a round of 32 for us. There is, but we skip it if we come in the top 8. We skip to the.
United need to win the next 2 games to finish in the top 8. So we need to win against FCSB.
Shamrock is our last game. So
and Rangers at home.
Looks like we're already into the last 16.
Yeah. It's kind of weird though how they have 8 games now. I don't like 8 games. I prefer like 6 games and stage. Like I miss the group stage though, in my opinion. I think group stages are much better. Like you play these teams home and away, it's easier.
I agree. But having 6 different opponents is more, different opponents, interesting. But I agree with it. I like the old stage. I like the old group stage.
The old stage it makes more sense. But you know what it is? This is more dramatic because last week in the Champions League you had Real Madrid on the brink of literally like just about out of the top 24, and then they go and win against Atalanta away, one of the best teams in Serie A right now.
Yeah,
and then now they've ascended further, and then you could say that now that it's just dramatic because PSG were outside the top 24, so, and now they got back into it, and then Leipzig are now eliminated. So it's crazy because this Champions League group and this Europa League groups and stuff like that, it's become it's become very dramatic format. But I just think the group stage thing makes more sense because like you have you play the team twice and stuff like that, like. And obviously, you the other team gets eliminated down to the Conference League, or the other team gets eliminated to the Europa League from the Champions League. I just think
I mean, I like that second chance system where you come third and you go. I like that. I like that a lot because I mean, Chelsea won the Europa League like that. They were in the Champions League first, and then the first time we won the Europa League, it was like that. We were in the Champions League first, then we came third, and then we had that second chance, and we went through. So that was great.
Yeah, and you guys looking very good. So I have no doubts that Chelsea should be very good in upcoming games.
Yeah, but the question would be if you reach like the semis, for example, do you still play this B team in the conference, or do you bring in the A team?
It depends.
My opinion would be the only team in this list I would bring the A team for is Fiorentina. I think we need our A team to beat Fiorentina, but I think the rest of the teams we can keep the Conference League team. And I can totally imagine Maresca keeping the Conference League team even for a game against you, just because they earned it themselves to get this far. So you might as well let them see it through.
No, yeah, I hear that completely. We're gonna move on to Arsenal.
Yeah, another one. These guys can't do anything properly.
What's actually happened to Arsenal? Because a lot of the fans are running up their gums about we've got Odegaard back, Saka's back, Declan Rice, and
but that's the problem, right? You've got Odegaard and Saka, but Martinelli's having a howler of a season. So you always build up down the right. You never build up. So when you always build up on the right, it's predictable. You shut them down, and they keep doing it over and over and over again. They don't try anything new. And have you heard like the definition of being insane is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result? So Arsenal are complete insanity. They've completely lost their mind.
They're cooked. I reckon they're gonna fall off even more if they keep up this form, because Arteta is just. Do you know what it is, Arteta? They're literally playing this long ball, this corner kick style. I don't like it, man. I really don't like this style. It's just really boring to watch. Like, I'm glad I didn't watch the Arsenal game because I'd have probably fallen asleep. Because I watched the Liverpool game instead. Because Fulham had 10 minutes at the time, so I switched it on. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna get interesting. But like, how do you draw 0-0 to Everton at home though? Like, real talk, that should have been the game where you at least get a 1-0 win. Like, even if you're not clinical, like, you easily can get a 1-0 win. Everton play a very, very high line. Arsenal can just easily counter them and just go and score. But what's actually happening to Arsenal?
Yeah, I don't know. I really cannot tell you. They're predictable, they're slow, they're laborious, and they're playing very defensive minded players in positions where you should have an attacking minded player.
They're playing they're too reliant on it and too dependent on the corner kicks.
Yeah, having Rice and Marino both, and then having Ben White, who's also a defensive player at right back. You're just having, they're just putting too many defensive players in the team and not enough dynamism, not enough, attacking flair. If you want to play, inverted fullbacks and stuff, then really go for it with the midfield. Put Havertz as the 8. Put Havertz and Odegaard as the 8s. So when you go into your what they call 3-box-3, right? So one fullback comes inside to invert. You invert Calafiori next to Rice, and you have two really attack-minded 8s in Odegaard and Havertz, and then a striker up front, a proper striker up front. They could do a lot of damage, but I don't know why Arteta is scared of that now. He just wants to score through corners, doesn't want to take a risk playing attacking football. I don't know. This is so strange. I really don't know.
No, it's just, for me, they need to shuffle it up. They need to change their tactics, because I think it's the same with Pep. Like, I think the tactics are slowly dying down. I think teams figure it out now, because this possession type of football, yeah, you can only hold onto the ball for a certain period of time, but when other teams win the ball back, when other teams get the ball, they're gonna start to come up with a game plan, like because when we retained the ball against Man City yesterday, United just kept it composed. We tried to play it smart, just try and play it through the lines. Arsenal, right? All they do is just win the ball, but pass it sideways, backwards, and then sideways, and then forward, and then Saka whips it in. The ball goes nowhere. It's literally just sideways to Saka, and then it goes into Rosette. Like there's no game plan for Arsenal.
Yeah.
There's no game plan for Arsenal because they're so reliant on their corner kicks. They're so reliant on the set pieces. Like it's not always going to go in. Teams are slowly going to start figuring the corner kicks out, and Arsenal are not going to have a plan B or plan C because
he's turned into Allegri, man. He's actually turned into Allegri. It's ridiculous.
Like the Arsenal of last season would score goals for fun against the Everton team, right? But now I think they made a huge mistake not signing a striker in the summer transfer window. They made a huge mistake not signing a left back or a backup midfielder or an attacking midfielder, a backup to Saka, for example. Because when Saka was missing, these lot were just there was no plan because there was no whip crosses in for Arsenal. There was nobody to help like start the counter. There was no one to start to make runs behind. Martinelli's just that guy right now. He's not the same Martinelli we saw a few years ago. He just looks a complete shadow of himself. And I think Arsenal needs to cut ties. It's time to cut ties. Time to move on from Martinelli because I just think that you can definitely get better. There's so much better out there. It's time.
I don't think cut ties is a bit extreme, but I think you bring in competition for him. You bring in somebody else who can also play there.
Maybe
you could even, if you wanted to, start moving Havertz out there and playing a number 9. So when you bring in, let's say, Vlahovic, who they've been linked to, then you shift Havertz out there, and then you take him out of the team for Havertz.
Yeah.
You play Osimhen. That could also work. Just get some more players who can take the responsibility off him, give him some competition, and give him time to recover because he can still, the quality player is still in there somewhere. You just have to unlock it, but he's still in there somewhere.
Nah, I just think that I think defenders are starting to figure out Martinelli's type of play because he's the type of player who's actually kick and run.
Yeah,
he kicks and runs, and then it's easier for fullbacks to track wingers down now because they know what wingers are like in the modern day. They're not skillful. They're not they don't have that mindset to kick it, like to run. All they have is just they don't have the trickery like the players did back in the day. All they have is just kick and run, knock it forward like Rashford, Rashford 2 years ago, just kick and run, right?
Yeah.
And especially when you have like a fullback like Kyle Walker, like on his day, Kyle Walker just catches up to anybody because he has the pace, he has the strength.
Yeah,
it's easy for fullbacks to read.
Mitoma was such a breath of fresh air when he came in, because he's a genuinely excellent dribbler, excellent tricky player. He was a huge breath of fresh air. I mean, he wrote a thesis on this stuff, so he was excellent. But then now teams, kind of, he also couldn't stay fit, and that was an issue. But yeah.
Sorry, who was it again that couldn't stay fit again?
Mitoma.
Yeah, Mitoma.
He was such a unique player because he's an old school dribbler. He's a really old school dribbler.
He's still a very good player, but it's just
he's not quick, but he's just so good at dribbling. So
he's not fit.
Yeah, that's the kind of player, that the old days that we loved, like that, like dribblers. I mean, Musiala, I think, is the best one around at the moment, probably. Dribblers.
I'm hearing a lot of Arsenal fans complain about Arteta now. Do you think Arteta's slowly, losing the plot? Do you think he's slowly, it's time at Arsenal slowly
losing the plot? I don't know, but I also have an opinion, which is that if Inzaghi was the manager, Simone Inzaghi from Inter was the manager of Arsenal, he'd have won the league by now with this squad. I do actually believe that.
No, I hear that. Because Arsenal have that manager that can keep driving them forward, because they have them close, never got them over the line. It's about getting over the line rather than getting too close. About not bridging the gap. It's not about all this and that. They keep talking about getting close. But how closer can
I saw the quote on Twitter, which was that watching Arsenal is like watching Netflix. You always have to wait for next season.
AFTV and chill.
Yeah, you always have to wait for next season. I think.
Yeah. Wait for the next
season. Yeah. Watching Arsenal is like watching FA for the next season.
It's true. It's true.
I think what Maresca has done has embarrassed them a little bit because he didn't need a process. Yeah, he just came in and did it. I think that maybe bothers them a little bit. It makes them a bit embarrassed that he's come in right away. Sure, he has spent a lot more money, but he didn't spend it. The club spent it, and two, they're all young players. None of the players he spent money on are guaranteed to succeed. They're succeeding because his leadership and his management is what's making them succeed.
No, I hear that. Prime was good, man. What are you saying?
Oh my God! No way he posted that. Okay, I'll deal with that later. But I'll deal with that later. But Arsenal.
You always come on just in time to discuss Arsenal. Just in time to banter Arsenal.
Arsenal cooking sesh.
It's not even banter because when we speak, or when I speak anyway, I try and speak the truth, you know. But
we on this week.
I don't know. People don't want to listen. It is what it is, you know. Listen, United fell off for about 10 years. Chelsea fell off for about 7 in terms of the league. And you couldn't capitalize them in a title. Wherever. Listen, Chelsea are back. Or at least we will be back cemented next season. United, if any of us are serious, we'll be back within the next couple or maybe 3 seasons. Arsenal, you're done, man. You're done. It is what it is. You spend 100 million on Declan Rice and you think that's enough to win a title. I'm sorry, it's not. Sorry. I rate Declan Rice, but listen, it's not enough.
Now, they spent 800 million since Wenger retired, I think. Which is mad. They spent 800 million since Wenger retired.
No. Arteta spent 800 million.
Oh, Arteta spent 800 million.
Arteta spent close to $1 billion since he's been there, by the way. People don't talk about that. People want to talk about Chelsea's billion. But Arteta spent the same amount.
And that Maresca didn't spend. He was given that squad. He didn't choose the players. He was given the squad, and he's already done this.
This is the same Chelsea squad people were saying last season that wasn't good enough. All these young players are not good enough. We need more experience. Poch is the guy. You need to give him more time. Maresca's the championship manager. Jackson's a flop and he's worse than Nunez and Hoyland and Xerxes. Cole Palmer doesn't turn up in big games. Neto's injury prone. Sancho's a Man United flop. Madueke is no good. Fofana's injury prone. Colwell's not good. Sanchez is the worst goalkeeper in the league. Chelsea have one of the worst defenses in the league. Caicedo's £100 million flop. Enzo's £100 million flop. Lavia's injury prone. This is all the stuff that people were telling me, and now people want to say, "Well, you spent $1 billion. You're supposed to be here." But you told me last season that I wasted $1 billion. So which is it? If I've wasted $1 billion, I shouldn't be in a title race. If I've wasted $1 billion, I should not be in this title race.
That investment is gonna be amortized over 10 years. Well, we already have the squad depth. We already have squad depth for 10 years. So we're spending amortized over the years, and now we're chilling. Now we just wait.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you keep spending. I mean, if you want to be serious, you gotta keep spending.
Where we have literally Sancho, we have Felix, we have Palmer. Like, where else can you spend? Like, what else can you spend on? We've built the world's best under-23 team. We've already built it. We've built the world's best under-23 team. That's done.
How about defensively? You guys need to strengthen defensively.
Defensively, sure, fair. But
and keeper.
With defenders, what you need is experience. That's all you need. Experience, and every week, Colwell is getting more experience. Fofana is getting more experience. Let it be. Badish is getting more experience. Let it be.
Also, with our defense, like unless you can get me like a god level center back. Like this is how I look at defenses. Unless you can get me an alpha that can drag everyone else up, like a John Terry dragged up Cahill, a Van Dijk dragged up Konate and Gomez and Matip, or Silva dragging up Chalaba. If you can't find me those, then just build a partnership, and we're doing that with Cole and Fofana.
So, just let it develop over time.
Yeah. Now the massive problem is the goalkeeper. That's why, like, bro, if we had a better goalkeeper, I'd probably be a lot more confident and show a lot more chest. But for me, go on, beat Everton next week. That's another bogey ground. Go on beating until we face Everton, or until we face City, sorry, in the end of Jan. Beat City, and then that will show me enough that we can sustain.
When do you guys play Man City?
25th of January.
Oh.
25th, 24th of January. Yeah, end of January. So
better hope they don't get into form by then. You
I know. That's why, regardless of their form, no, they've got tough games coming up. So whether or not they'll be in form is irrelevant for me. We have to beat that. Just from a mentality standpoint, I want to be able to, because we haven't beaten a big side this season yet.
Yeah.
So just from a mentality standpoint of getting through adversity, we need to go. We don't count
Tottenham. Mid-table.
I've seen Frank Lampard batter Tottenham. I don't count that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Frank
Lampard battering Tottenham.
Yeah. No, I love how much even the new boys who aren't been at the club for so long, they get it. The way they celebrated against Tottenham, they already get it. Yes, that was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, for this fan base and stuff, they count it. That's fine, but for me personally, I don't. So for me personally to believe, I need go play Man City, and don't play that game like you're scared, because the big games we've played this season. City in the first game of the season, we played scared, we played negative. Liverpool at Anfield, we played negative, even though we were the better team on the day, in my opinion. We played negative and we lost. We played Man United, we were just terrible. In Arsenal, we were too negative. Go play City. Go and actually go with the mentality to win the game. I'm not saying necessarily that we have to win it, even though City have been poor, so we probably should. But if you go with the mentality and the aim to win the game, then that will show me a lot, because we're not playing say in the Champions League this season or even Europa. We're not going to face many tough sides. I need something to show me that there's a massive mentality shift, which we've been doing that already. There's been signs. The Brentford game, for example, even going 2-0 down against Spurs, that's shown me things. The way we control against Leicester, the way we control the game against Villa, that's shown me things. But I need a big scalp. I need a big team.
Yeah.
Face to face, just to say that, But
did you see Arne Slot when he said the only team that's been better than us this season has been Chelsea? Did you see that? That was incredible. That was huge. I don't know why he said it. I don't get it. Why is he giving us confidence? He could regret that. He's trying to get in our heads by praising us. I don't know what he's doing.
I mean, one, he was right. We were better than them. But two, he's just trying to take he's trying to do what Maresca is doing for Chelsea. He's trying to take the pressure off, which is smart. I don't blame him for doing that. It's smart, but
I think it's going to have
you're top of the league. You've got title winners in your spine. We don't have that. You have Alisson back now, Van Dijk, Trent, Salah, title winners, world class players in your spine. We don't have that yet. The only world class players you can say we have is Caicedo and Palmer.
Yeah.
The rest of them have to prove that they're world class. So, that's why I'm still hesitant to say that we're firmly in this title race or title challenge. Yeah, I need to see more. But hey, we're still here, so take advantage. If City and Arsenal are still going to be this crap, then just try and take advantage. Of Liverpool have never won a Premier League title race. So if they fall off, take advantage if we can take advantage. But this is not about Chelsea. This is about Arteta's Arsenal.
Yeah.
Why are you not here? Because all I've heard for the past few seasons is, oh, well, no one can beat Pep. No one can beat Pep. So Pep's not in the top 4 right now. So why are you not top of the league? Arteta's not beating Pep at the Etihad, and Amorim is not even managed. Amorim's never managed in a top 5 league before. I'm sorry, the Portuguese league is not a top 5 league, and he's managed to beat them twice in the span of 6 weeks. It's crazy, bro.
With an aggregate score of 6-2. 6-2 aggregate score, bro. He's had to come from behind twice against Man City and done a 4-1 in Portugal, and now he's done it with the Etihad 2-1.
And the excuse, you can't even use the excuse that this is a poor City, because this United side is not good either. This is not a good United side.
You're right. It was such an average side going to the Etihad, and this Man City team, the current Premier League champions, just without Rodri, right, and a very unfit John Stones, lost to a poor United side. Yes, I thought yesterday we looked good. But just in general, we've been poor this season, and City just they've.
Well, you see what their factor can do. I've seen Man United under Fergie. You guys have played on paper, some bad 11s. John O'Shea in midfield, Fletcher, Fabio at fullback. You've played some. When you beat Arsenal 8-2, people look at that 11. That United 11 when you beat Arsenal 8-2, that's a terrible 11, bro. I'm sorry, it's not even a top 6 side. It's not. But it's a fair factor of Man United being Man United is able to beat them 8-2. I'm sorry, it is. That's what fair factor can do, bro.
And let me read you this lineup as well. Yeah. In 2011 in the FA Cup, right? This is our lineup right here, yeah. So we played a lineup of Van der Sar, Brown, Smalling, Vidic, Evra, Raphael, Gibson, O'Shea, and Fabio in midfield, and we beat Arsenal 2-0 in the FA Cup. That just goes to show how great Sir Alex Ferguson is, man. The guy could win with any lineup. Well, he won the league with Tom Cleverley in midfield, bro. That just goes to show that's just GOAT levels, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't. Pep can't win the league with fucking what? No, he did last season. But look at the City lineup. It's already established, right? Because of him. Sir Alex Ferguson could bring Antonio Valencia to the club, and the guy would play like he's a world class player. He was not world class before he joined United, but the way he played was like a world class player. Sir Alex Ferguson would just turn anyone into world beaters and just win the league with them. Bro, we won the league with John O'Shea and Phil Jones, Chris Smalling. That just does not happen. After he left, look at the drop off we had. It just goes to show the influence the guy had on our team, man, and that just can't never be beaten, man. Real talk, can't ever be beaten, and in the Premier League, the only influence that reminds me a bit of Sir Alex Ferguson, but he's not, was Jurgen Klopp, because Klopp because let's not forget who Jordan Henderson was before Klopp came in. Let's not forget who Robertson was before Klopp came in, right? Salah, Mane, all these guys, Firmino. These guys were not world beaters before Klopp came in. Klopp just came in and turned them into world beaters. I'm not saying Klopp is like Sir Alex Ferguson, but the way he managed players was like a Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm not saying he is, but the way he handled the team, where he managed the team, kind of was reminiscent of how Fergie managed his, because he made his players look better than what they are. Because when these players leave Liverpool, there'll be a drop off. Firmino's just not the same for me. Obviously, he's in Saudi right now. Mane didn't do anything at Bayern. Who else? Look, what's happened to Joel Matip? What's happened to Gini Wijnaldum? All these players, when they leave Liverpool, are gonna have a massive drop off. Apart from maybe Trent, Salah, and VVD, these players are not gonna have a drop off. They're only gonna be good until they're finished. Probably until in a few years' time. But Trent's gonna be world class. But yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've got to head out. So you two continue. Have fun.
Yeah. No worries, man. Have a good. I have to say one thing before you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I reached 100 subs, and I just want to thank you for being part of the journey, bro. Real talk. It's been it's been good, and hopefully road to 200. We're on it, bro. We're on it, man.
Yeah, of course. All right. See you in like
Big
a
up,
week.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you in a week, man. I'll see you in a week. Yeah, next week.
All right.
Oh, on Friday, man. On Friday, you're landing, isn't it?
No, Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, cool.
Saturday,
Cool.
Friday.
See you, bro. See you.
See
Take
you
care,
in a
man.
week.
Yep.
All right. See ya.
See ya, bro. Prime, what were we saying? Manchester Derby. You weren't here for the Derby talk, but let's go back to the Manchester Derby. Yeah. Talk about the United performance against City. Talk about how the game went for you, because I felt like for me we sort of played. We kind of nullified Man City, but it's just our attack is just lackluster. And if we had a better attack, I felt like we could have beaten City that day, like by a lot more. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the game because I was more like worried about our focus on Chelsea and stuff. So
Yeah.
I didn't watch your game. But yeah, I don't know. City, I just don't. I said this to CP on the playback for when the NBA stuff, right? This what's going on with City this season? This reminds me of Chelsea 15-16 under Mourinho, except much worse, where everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Our top players just not performing. Yeah, we didn't have injuries per se like City did, but just our top players just not performing. Jose not figuring it out. Same with Pep. But we never went 10 games or 11 games or whatever it is. One win in 11. That never happened to us.
Yeah.
In our worst period. Bro, Lampard's never gone 1 in 11. Or maybe he has. I'm not entirely sure. Ollie's never gone 1 in 11.
Nah, he's not.
Poch didn't go 1 in 11.
United never lost 3 games.
Never won 1 in 11.
United never lost 3 games in a row in the Premier League since Louis van Gaal 15-16. That just goes to show like that's how like inconsistent we've been at the same time, but also like we can't string a few wins together. But at the same time, like look, we right now, I really hope this win can like really give a huge morale boost to this team, because we need to go on a run of games now, like a massive run of games now, because for me it was like whoever won this derby would have been, oh, this team's gonna go on a run now. If City would have won, they had to go on a mad run. Their confidence would be much higher, right? But now the fact that United won, I'm hoping that we can now go on a run, like big time, because I just feel like it's.
Oh, by the way, I told you when Amram got appointed to beat City. You remember?
Bro, you know I was talking to my
remember
cousin
I told you.
I was talking to my cousin before the game yesterday, right? And I said Bruno Ahmad would score both the goals. And I also said 2-1 yesterday. I was like, bro, this was our best chance to win at the Etihad in years. In years. And Man City bottled it towards the end. Bro, they bottled it. It was hilarious. How did they fumble that? Like, bro, the way we won that game, yeah, yes, we're 13th, but I'll be shameless. I don't care. I really don't care. We're 5 points behind Man City. If Bournemouth win against West Ham, they go above Man City. It is crazy. How have they gone 1 in 11? Like, I never would have thought that this would ever happen in the history of Manchester City, ever since Pep Guardiola took over. It is crazy. Nah, Man City, 1 in 11. About to be 1 in 12 because they're playing Aston Villa at home. Aston Villa away next week. What's going to happen then? Are they going to lose again? Are they going to drop points? Because
Villa, they're losing against Villa. They're not beating Villa.
Oh yeah, I don't see them beating Aston Villa either.
They're not going to beat Villa.
No,
People don't. They're not beating Villa, bro.
No, I don't see them beating Villa either. And I just think, yeah, we deserve the win. I feel like we deserved the win. It wasn't pretty how we did it, but we did it towards the end, and I'll take it all day, or any day of the week. Like the way Martinez played that pass to Ahmad, just superb, and then the control and the finish as well. Like Ahmad Diallo is the truth. Like people need to put some more respect on his name, because actually he's a really, really good player. He's been freed by Ruben Amorim, and like Ten Hag barely ever played him, and now he's flourished, and he's playing more games. He's actually getting the minutes he deserves. Like, and on that right hand side, I think we're sorted on the right hand side. It's just, for me, if we can sort out our striker and our left side attack, that's all, and maybe a bit more in midfield. But all in all, I just think it was a great win, and I hope we can build on from this. Before the City game yesterday, I thought I was not confident with the Spurs game at all in the Cup. I was like, yeah, no, we're going to lose the Spurs game because Tottenham will want it more. But now I feel like United are going to win, because that win might just instill so much confidence into this team. I must say, I rate the players. I'm not saying the players should stay, even though we go on a good run, right? I don't want these players to stay. I still want these players to go. I still want changes to the club. But for me as a United fan, I want to see us do well in every competition now this season. In every cup competition, we need to go all out now, because I'm hoping that this could be a turnaround for our season. But I want you to let's move on to Chelsea. Let's talk about Chelsea, because Chelsea, obviously, you watched the game. I'll hit the floor about Chelsea. Like, talk about the game and talk about everything, bro.
Good game. Good game. Brentford actually defended well. Like, I'll give them credit. They played very well against us defensively. They tried to make it difficult, but we just kept going and we kept persevering. We kept playing like the fact that we didn't have Reece or Neto, who are our best crossers of the ball, and yet we kept playing those like in-swinging floated crosses, which is how we scored our first goal. Brilliant crossing from Madueke, good diving header from Cucurella. Cucurella was everywhere in that game. Monster, like popping out on the right wing as well and winning the ball. Caicedo was phenomenal, as he normally is. Madueke had a good game as well. I don't get the criticism for that game. I think he played well. Enzo struggled a bit in the first half because they were trying to target him, because we had no Lavia in the midfield with Caicedo. But Enzo, he drew into the game and he played well. Even from a defensive standpoint, Enzo played well. Jackson, he had a poorish first half in front of goal. I think I said this after the Spurs game. I think he's too much in his head about trying to score. He just needs to stop thinking now, and the goals will go back and flow, which happened in the second half. The goal he scored, brilliant shot on goal. He had a good overall game as well. Sanchez actually played well defensively. He made 2 world-class saves. Wissa went through, I think, one-on-one as well, and he made a good block. Eventually, it was offside anyways, but he made a good stop to get a touch on it. That's for it to go out wide. So, yeah, we played well overall. Played very well overall, very comfortable. Chelsea fans talking about how they were nervy towards the end of the game. I wasn't. Like, we were very resolute to just defend and see the game out, which I understand. We haven't been able to do that in a number of years, so I understand the nerves, but I wasn't worried or anything. Yeah,
that's how I felt.
Again,
game. That's how I felt the game, because City did nothing to us, bro. Apart from the goal that we defended, was very, very poor from Dalot, right? City did nothing to us, but yeah, obviously you felt comfortable about Chelsea. Your run now in the next few games, you got Everton away, you got Shamrock at home, which obviously that should be a win as well.
Yeah, Shamrock on this Thursday, because you guys play Carabao Cup. We're not in that. Conference League. Yeah, Conference League this Thursday. Then we play Everton on Sunday. We play Everton before Liverpool play their game. So we could be top of the league before Liverpool play. which is good in terms of pressure.
Yeah, pressure.
Because then pressure's on them to, was it on Sunday 22nd? Yeah, we play Everton at 2 p.m. and then Liverpool play Spurs at White Hart Lane at 4:30 UK time. So, and as bad as we say Spurs are and everything, Spurs do well in the big games. Yes, not against Chelsea because it's Chelsea, but Liverpool, they're at home. Spurs beat Southampton 5-0.
Yeah.
They're playing midweek. Who are they playing?
Who, Liverpool?
No. Not Southampton. Spurs are playing. Oh, they're playing United. Oh, interesting. Oh, funny. So, hey, if Spurs get a result against you guys, that'll be more confidence going into the Liverpool game. So, hey, you know what? For the benefit of mankind, Chelsea need to win this league. So you guys lose to Spurs so they can beat Liverpool, so we can be top. Okay, do your job, man.
I think we'll win this game because I was not confident before the City game. Like before the City game, I was like, if we don't beat City, then I won't be confident for the Spurs game. But now I am, because we just beat Man City. I know City aren't great, but still, like when you win 2 games with 2 late goals, like your confidence should be, up higher. And I watched Liverpool's game against Fulham. I actually watched the full. I turned on when Robertson got sent off. I turned on the TV when I saw 1-0 Fulham and Robertson got sent off. I'm like, no way. Please, Liverpool, lose this game. And Fulham were just so frustrating to watch on the counter attack. They're just so frustrating to watch. Like they just can't create anything. And they scored a good goal in the second. The second goal they scored was a good goal. The first goal was a lucky deflection. But all in all, like they're just so frustrating. They just can't defend. Fulham just can't defend. And then Liverpool on another given day could have won this game if they had 11 men. Fulham could have had 10 men as well, actually. But that's another topic for another discussion. But yeah, I just think Liverpool, if they play this going to the first game, best believe it could be a draw. And do you know what I was hoping? I was hoping that Everton-Liverpool game happened, because I actually felt that Everton were going to win. Do you know what it is? It's the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, and Everton had just come off the back of a 4-0 win. Yeah, I know it's just against Wolves, but what happened last year? Everton beat Liverpool 2-0, didn't they? To stop Liverpool from winning the league. So can Everton do it again this year? It's possible.
I think it's a good thing that game got called off, because I said it was going to be a draw, that Everton will it's the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Everton will invoke some sort of spirit and get a point. They will. I listen, Sean Dyche, my gaffer, my manager. I've got faith, man.
Come on.
Hey, Pickford, if you wanna be a hero, and I'm not saying do it, but maybe if you break Salah's leg, I'll give you a winner's medal, bro. You can have Sanchez. You can take Sanchez's winner's medal. I'm sorry, you can take Sanchez's winner's medal if you do that, bro. I'm just saying.
Nah, you need us to go to Anfield and get something, which I don't know if we will.
Hey, you know what? If United get something, you're invited to the parade as well, bro. I've already said the Sheik. I've already given the invite out to Faz as well.
Yeah.
If Chelsea win this league, you're invited. Hey, even Staffy's coming.
To the title, I will celebrate with you.
If
you pick Liverpool, I want you guys to do it.
Staffy, we've already got the contract done. He's coming on loan in January. Staffy's coming to the parade if we win the league. You're invited as well. Flawless is not invited. He's a wild lad. But the rest of you United fans who backed Sancho, hey, we know Rants and Bants will be there as well. Hey, I'm just saying, open bus parade in London, it hits different, bro. Arsenal fans, you don't understand what that's like. I get it. But
we need to beat Liverpool at Anfield, man. I don't know. I just
scared. Just get the result, please. Just get the result.
Forest went there and won. Literally, Nottingham Forest went to Liverpool and won.
You need it because you guys play us in the title running, by the way. So if you don't want to roll over to us, just win at Anfield. Win at Anfield. That way, you can come to the bridge, maybe get a point, and it won't matter for us. So just do your job. Hey, United giving Sancho a guard of honor. Garnacho giving Sancho a guard of honor will be there.
If you guys take 3 points off us, 3 points is yours for the title.
Oh,
take it.
Really?
Take it for free because I don't
Good.
want Liverpool to win the league. Take it for free. I can't see Liverpool win this league. If you need to beat us, to win the league, take it. I'll root for Chelsea just for that day because I need you guys to win this league.
What? So what are you saying? A little 5-0 Chelsea? Yeah.
A 3-1 Chelsea. I'll give you
3-1. We need goal difference. 5-0 because we need the goal difference, bro. 5-0.
Don't you guys have the most goals in the league already?
Yeah, but we're still gonna need a goal difference. So let it be 5-0. There's a little 5-0.
Your goal difference is tied with Liverpool, but just 2 points off. And Tottenham have a 17-point goal. Tottenham have a 17 goal difference. How does these have a 17 goal difference after all the shit they've been through, man?
Because they score a lot of goals.
No, that's true, but they concede a lot as well.
Yeah, but you also have to remember they beat City 4-0 and they've just beaten Southampton 5.
That's true. They did, and they did beat Southampton 5. Yeah, that's actually true. I didn't watch the Spurs Southampton game because I was watching. I was too busy celebrating the Manchester derby. I was doing a stream yesterday with my mates. So yeah, he's in the chat. Big up to him as well. Yeah, I was just celebrating. Like too busy celebrating the derby yesterday. It's shameless. Like I know we're 13, but come on, like. When you win a derby like that, you just don't know when it's ever gonna happen again. Like just the way we turn the game around, like bro, just get the win and go home. Like fuck City, innit? Like hold that, Man City. They deserve all the shit that they've been through. They deserve all the shit. Remember, I will never forget what they did to me in 2012. That's why I will never ever root for Man City to win the league, other than if they play Liverpool. Like I just can't root for City to win this league. I just cannot. So anyone but Man City or Liverpool. The title is yours. Take it. Take it. Take it. Man City, anyone other than City or Liverpool, please. Anyone. I'm tired of them two competing for the league every single year. Tired of them two. Always going neck and neck to compete for leagues. I'm just sick and tired of seeing them, bro, all the time. And I just want to see something new. I want to see Chelsea compete for the league with, you know what would be funny? Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham title race. That would be box office. Let's just see Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham title race one day. It would be box office, bro. Like, you three competing for the league.
We've already had 2 title races with Spurs.
No, I mean with Arsenal in it as well. Like you three in a title race. Especially with how Twitter is. Especially with how Twitter is nowadays.
I can't have that. I can't have that, bro. Because if Chelsea fuck up and we give it to Arsenal or God forbid Spurs, I can't have that. Sorry.
You ain't fucking it up to Arsenal, bro. Well,
true, but nah.
Because Spurs messed it up. Because Spurs messed up to Leicester, so they ain't winning this league. Spurs will probably be gone before like April, May. They'll be gone before then, because. Trust me, they bottle everything, don't they, Tottenham? They bottle everything. And like they're not gonna ever challenge for a league in a long time, especially not with this ownership. But just like as a neutral would be so funny to watch Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea title race. That would be like box office. And maybe stick a United in there as well. just to make it, because you know what it'd be. Arsenal, United, Chelsea, the top 3 most loudest fan bases on Twitter. These 3 are the loudest fan bases on Twitter. United, Chelsea, and Arsenal, right? Liverpool, not so much now because these lot don't really like bother about Twitter. They're out there holding hands with Man City, so nobody really cares about them, don't they? It's just it would be funny to see a 4-horse title race, because I saw it back in 13-14 actually. It was you, Liverpool, City, and Arsenal at one point. It was like a 4-horse title race, and then Arsenal got knocked out because they lost consecutive games, and then Chelsea eventually made Gerrard slip, and then Chelsea got back into it and then fell off, and then it became a 2-horse race towards the end. So something that will happen one day. Hopefully it does, because it would be box office, especially with how Twitter is nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, because the shamelessness in our fan base is bro. I can't be able to read some of it. I really can't be
I
put up with it. You know what I mean?
bro, listen, the Chelsea Arsenal
Yeah.
Spurs title race will be. Actually, you know what I want to see, right?
I put it.
Actually,
I'm
I
saying
don't want to
it.
see it because I don't want either of them to win, to win the trophy. But an Arsenal Spurs Champions League final,
Oh
or
my
not
days.
say Champions League, say Europa League final or
Oh,
FA Cup final will be money. That'll be money.
and Arsenal missed the penalty. Spurs go up the other end, score in the 120th minute. Spurs go and beat Arsenal in a cup final, bro. That what was the last time that ever happened? Or has that ever happened? Bro, because the meltdown on Twitter would be, oh my days, bro. Get the popcorn out, get AFTV on the screen, and just drink it in, and just go and purchase a box of Rivals Tears, and just drink it in. Because that would be fucking hilarious. Imagine Arsenal Tottenham final. Arsenal go and miss the penalty. Spurs go up the other end and do a Watford and score. Just beat Arsenal in the cup final. That would be so funny. Because United wouldn't lose to Spurs in the cup final, would they? They wouldn't lose to Spurs in the cup final. They beat Spurs in the cup. They beat Spurs in 09 in the cup final. They did that. We did it on penalties, especially Spurs were the holders as well. Unfortunately, they beat you guys, but still, like they ain't beating anyone in the cup final though. Tottenham, really and truly, their best chance to do it was Liverpool. Actually, no, sorry, their best chance to do it was when they had Mourinho as manager, and then they sacked him before the cup final. That was the biggest fumble I've ever seen from Tottenham, and especially when they had Conte in the Conference League or something like that. Bro, they could have easily won that Conference League with Conte, and they said no. They didn't want to appeal to UEFA that can we play the next game, bro. Tottenham are jokes, man. They're jokes, man. Daniel Levy, I hope he stays for a long time. This is funny. This is funny.
Yeah, big up Levy, man. Big up Levy. My owner, bro. My owner. Levy's the only reason why Spurs are considered a big club because of their revenue, by the way.
By the way, has your mind changed about Todd Boehly? Has your mind changed in general, or are you just?
What do you mean? I've always backed Bowley. I've never been like one of these negative Chelsea fans. I've always defended Bowley and Bowley and what they were doing. I've always seen a vision. My thing has always been that I don't care what you're doing behind the scenes because Roman did the same thing. Roman was stockpiling. You know how many before these PSR rules and underage rules were in place? You know how many, like, this sounds bad, but like how many basically child slaves we had out on loan? Did people not know that? How many people, like, bro, it was crazy how many players we were buying and stockpiling.
You guys had like a
2012, we won the Champions League. We bought Eden Hazard and we bought Oscar. Yeah. Do you know we also bought Nathan because I think was it that summer or the summer before? Did Neymar leave Santos to go to Barca or no? He didn't leave Santos. He was still at Neymar was still at Santos, but we bought a lot of but we bought in 2012 we bought a lot of Brazilian players.
Right.
We bought Oscar. We bought Nathan. We bought Lucas Pezon.
Oh yeah. 2012, yeah.
Because they were considered talents for 1 and 2. We were trying to get like Neymar to come the next summer or two to come to us. Like the amount of young players we bought. Yeah, we had David Luiz like a couple of years before that, but still, amount of times we just stockpiled players for the sake of it and bought poorly and spent big money. But now we're actually trying to do things properly. We're actually trying to build a team to dominate for 8 to 10 years. That's why we have all these young players on long-term contracts with incentives. We're not giving them like £350 like what Arsenal are giving Havertz. They're on low money, but if you hit incentives, like if you're a striker, you get 20 goals a season, or you're in team of the year, etc., etc. If you're hitting your incentives, or Chelsea get top 4, which, by the way, our players weren't getting big money the last couple of seasons because we've been in mid-table obscurity. But now, we're in we still were in this title race and we finish second, the bonuses these guys are going to get is going to be crazy. So, but yeah, I'm happy what we're doing. I've always said, just get me a coach and people will open their eyes to how well we're actually ran. we had a proper coach, people will see how well we're actually being ran. Because we don't have a proper coach, we're not in the Champions League. That's why the whole shirt sponsor thing is a mess. But we've been trying to get Jordan to sponsor us for 2 years, and Jordan wants to sponsor us, but because we're not in the Champions League, they've said no.
Right, but I reckon next season you should get it if
Exactly.
Because
bro,
when
Chelsea title winners, right? With Jordan, money.
Yep, especially you know what it is. You know what I like about Todd Bowley as well. He seems to understand the path that Maresca wants to go on. He seems to understand the manager. Like they finally come to a conclusion that they agree on.
They got the right manager, and that's why I was so happy about Maresca when I did my research on him. Because after Poch, I said, you know what, this next guy, you have to get it right. If you fail a third time, then I'll start to turn on the owners. But you can't fail a third time. And then when they got Maresca, I did my research and I realized this guy fits into the manager they want to build this or to grow with this young squad. It makes, yes, he doesn't have the experience. He hasn't managed in the Prem or in a top 5 league before. He has won numerous titles. But just his philosophy and the way he views football suits the squad. It didn't suit Poch, even though he's an experienced manager. It didn't suit Graham Potter, even though he's a young up-and-coming manager. They got the right fit now. They did their due diligence. So even when Maresca leaves, the next guy that comes in will be someone that fits within the club. And that's how a club should be ran. It shouldn't be you build a squad for Arteta and then when he gets sacked, all of a sudden your squad's not good enough. Because that's all Arsenal fans have said. Oh, when you get rid of Arteta, who's gonna come in? Because you know your squad's not good enough. Chelsea, if Maresca gets sacked next summer, say, for example, the next guy that comes in will be someone that fits within the model of what we want to continue to go. The same way with United, look at Liverpool. From Klopp, they've gone to Slot. Yes, it's slightly different in their style of play, but the model is still the same. With United, if Ineos are actually serious, whether or not it works out with Amorim, who actually knows, but once Amorim goes, you get in a similar manager that fits within that style of what you want, which is interesting because I look at United, you're playing a back three, you're playing with wing backs. The next manager after Amorim also has to still play that way as well, has to play that shape because you're just going to have a lot of wing backs in your squad and a lot of defenders that are only comfortable in the back three, which won't make sense, which is what Chelsea had with Conte. That's why it was so difficult that season going from Conte to Sarri, because we had a lot of back three players. But yeah, with Chelsea, I'm happy. I know we're guaranteed at least a trophy with the Conference League this season.
You will. I think FA Cup as well. I think.
I don't know. FA Cup. I would love to win FA Cup. Because I want to win at least 2 trophies this season. But again, we'll see because with the title and stuff.
Because you got more coming up. Your early rounds, you could easily rotate. Like you don't have to worry about like your fixture congestion because you literally have a squad to rotate with. And if you get because the earlier rounds, most of the big clubs, I don't want to speak too soon, right? But they usually get like the easier side of the draw. Like, they usually get like the teams that are in the lower leagues. That's where I'm like, you know what, Chelsea can just like relax and not worry about it. They'll get far, in my opinion, because you wouldn't even have to. Because even if you're struggling, you could bring players on that are like on really good form. They come on and change the game for you, like in big games, especially in a game like, for example, against maybe like a Liverpool at home, maybe like a Arsenal, for example. Because I don't think we'll beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. I don't think we'll beat them. I hope we do, but I don't think we will. But in terms of
when do you play Arsenal in the FA Cup?
3rd round in January.
No, when?
After Liverpool.
You'll be Arsenal. You'll be Arsenal.
You think? You're right about City, and I hope you're right about Arsenal.
The only reason why you didn't beat Arsenal when you played them last week was because I don't know what bullshit Amorim was on, but he just didn't play the right attackers.
I think it was the same tactics as we used against Man City. It's just maybe Man City are a poorer side than Arsenal right now. That's the thing. Maybe City didn't offer much compared to Arsenal. Arsenal just used the set pieces and won the game. Like, we lost for me, the recent losses we had were down to more individual errors rather than actual team error. I feel like it was more. I feel like it was more an individual error, like an individual error thing. The corner situation, the free kick situation against Forest, and and defending in the air from across to Chris Wood. That's been our biggest issue, defending in the air. Other than that, I felt that United I've played all right in games. It's just more like individual errors. We need to fix that. That's my biggest issue with United right now.
Yeah, but that's something that it's like it is what it is. You don't have good players, like, so that's something that you're gonna have to just deal with overall, because Amorim can't play the same 11 every single game.
No,
so the way he rotates the squad, you're going to get those mistakes. Listen, it is what it is.
He rotates a lot. That's the thing, and I just want to see, like I want to see players come off the bench and make an impact. Like I want to see impact off the bench. I want to see, a consistent style of play, and I want to see us compete. And this season, we need to try and win the Europa League. Like I said many times, Europa League is a must this season. Because if we don't win the Europa League, we don't get Champions League next season. I don't see us getting top four. Top four is not really a must for me. It's more of Europa League than anything. But try and get top four. But I'm not like looking at top four. I'm looking at the Europa League. That's what I'm looking at. I don't think we'll do well in the league. The league is where I think we'll be a bit inconsistent. In Europe, we might go on a beaten run. Yeah, for sure, bro. He already has. Mikel Arteta's only won the FA Cup with not even his squad. Arteta won the FA Cup with Unai Emery's squad, bro. He didn't win with his own squad.
Hey, don't say that, because if Amram wins the Europa League, then I'm gonna say he won it with Ten Hag's squad. So don't say that, bro. Don't. That's gonna be the excuse. No, hey, he won it with Ten Hag's squad. Now Amram's built his own squad. Why can't he win the Prem? You know what Arsenal fans are like. That's what they're gonna say, bro. So
yeah. I know. Garnacho to Chelsea.
Garnacho to Chelsea. Hey, I will say this though: if Chelsea had Garnacho, we'd be able to sell him for 65 mil, because that's just what we did. Well, we'd fleece a club with Garnacho, bro.
Bro, you guys are profiting, man. Like you guys are eating good. Like the deals you guys make feeds families like comfortably.
And people wonder why we spent $1 billion. Well, stop buying our players.
Literally.
I warned Man United not to buy Mount. I warned Arsenal not to buy Havertz. I warned you guys. I warned Arsenal not to get Sterling on loan. I warned Atletico not to get Gallagher. I warned you guys. You still bought them. So what do you want me to do with that money? It's not fraud. If I tell you not to give me money and you give me money, you can't complain that you have no money. You can't complain.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Swap deal with Palmer.
No,
you know what? Give us Ahmad, and we'll give you Madueke, bro. Hey, you want us to win the title? Ahmad on loan in Jan. You want us to win the title, right? Give us Ahmad.
You guys got a good enough attack already. Rashford also will be too funny. Yeah, it would be too funny. And
Rashford's available. Oh, I have a apparently Barada wants to get rid of Rashford and Jan.
I'm in for it. I want Garnacho gone as well.
Yeah, they're both up for sale, but man, what you say? Arsenal in January loan, Rashi.
Bro, Arsenal are the type of club to sign like players from they'll sign a player that is useless and just available for absolutely no reason, or available and unused. They'll go and be like, oh, but Arteta can turn his career around like there's nothing to turn Kai Havertz's career around. Bollocks. Not turn anything around.
Bro, I think Rashford could go to Arsenal and Garnacho could go to PSG.
The thing is, I don't mind Arsenal winning the league as long as it's against Liverpool. But if it's against Chelsea, bro, I'm for Chelsea, man. Fine.
Wait, so do United fans not view us as rivals, or is it because you hate Arsenal and Liverpool more?
I think we just hate Liverpool more and Man City more.
And Arsenal are annoying. Okay, I get that. That's fine.
Arsenal fans are annoying, but it's just the thing is, I don't mind Arsenal win the league. It's just not. It's just only against Liverpool and Man City. That's it. Those are the only clubs I mind Arsenal. I don't mind Arsenal beating to the title. The only club I would mind is if they beat you guys to the title. I want you guys to beat them to the title. If it's Chelsea versus Arsenal, I'm for Chelsea. I don't like Arsenal that much. Like I don't mind them as a club. I respect their history. Like they have decent history. The fans are like the fans have become different gravy in 2024, bro. Like back then, I was like, you know what, Arsenal fans, I can get along with them. Like back then, I was like, you know what, calm, they're calm. But now,
bro, Arsenal fans have always been annoying, bro. Nah, they can't.
But back then, I was it was calmer, but for me, but it's just
back when it was calmer before social media, you mean?
Yeah, before Twitter, yeah, because I actually had a lot of Arsenal friends. I didn't mind, like they weren't so mouthy about Arsenal because we were winning the league. When I started watching football, we were winning the league. So I was like, you know what, calm.
Bro, even when Chelsea were winning, Arsenal fans were still annoying, talking about
Chelsea
dark arts, terrorism, football. It's not enjoyable, but we want Chelsea, stuff, and you guys are not.
When I started watching football, you guys were our direct rivals because you guys were challenging us for the title. You guys were challenging for titles against us. Like, I think the United Chelsea rivalry was also underrated because
it's the best rivalry.
It was one of the best rivalries in the Premier. I agree, completely agree. It was a rivalry at one point, but I'm like now I'm calm because Chelsea fans.
We were facing each other for league titles. We were facing each other in domestic cups. We played each other in a Champions League final.
And you know what's funny, bro? It was even as well. It was even that United and Chelsea beat each other to trophies as well. Because you know what it is? Liverpool and Man City, yeah, the so-called rivalry, the best rivalry, yeah, the rivalry that they hold hands in. Because you know what they do? They all support each other, don't they? They go, oh, I'll support you, you support us in this game, that and that, bro. They're not. Liverpool and City are not rivals. They're not. They will never be rivals. The only thing they'll ever be is friends, because all they do is support each other in every final. I swear to you, City fans supported Liverpool against Tottenham in that 2019 Champions League final. I bet you that there were City fans supporting Liverpool in those games. I literally I won't be surprised because they'll literally support each other, man. Because they both hate United and all this and that. Yeah, nah, they're not.
Whereas
they're not
me growing up, I didn't hate United. Like I respect winners, I respect dominance. The same way, I respect Real Madrid. So I respect people. I'm actually the only teams I hate is I don't like Barcelona. There's the whole UEFA Lona stuff. Arsenal fans are annoying. Liverpool fans are annoying, but my rivals, I don't hate my rivals per se. I respect them for what they are. So I respect United. I respect Real Madrid, even though they're not necessarily my rivals. But I
United
respect.
They don't have an ounce of rivalry at all. There's no rivalry amongst the fans. There's no rivalry amongst the clubs, bro. United, Real Madrid, you know what it is? Real Madrid actually saved Man United from the brink of. Do you know what the Munich air disaster, right? Real Madrid saved Man United from the brink of extinction. They loaned in a few players. I know Liverpool did as well, but Liverpool just nah. But
when was the Munich air disaster?
1958.
Oh, it was that long ago. Okay.
Yeah, it was that long. But United Real Madrid go way back. We're not rivals. United Real Madrid, we don't hate each other. I have so much respect and love for Real Madrid. I have zero hate for Madrid. If Madrid, bro, I'd support Madrid in any game that's not against United. Literally, I support Madrid in a game that's not against United. Any game that Madrid plays, I'll support them. It's not against United though. That's all. But yeah, it is what it is. Talk about let's talk about the Liverpool. Actually, we were talking Liverpool, haven't we? Yeah, I think that's it for today. I think we'll wrap it up here because I've got to go. I've got to go do another stream. But big up, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. It's been good fun talking, and obviously I just want to say something to you, bro. Thank you so much for being part of the channel, man. On the road to 100 subs, and I hope there'll be more as well. I'm on the road to 200 now. People, make sure you subscribe.
Oh no,
Thank
no
you guys.
worries. Congrats on the 100, by the way.
No, big up, man. Thank you.
Congrats on the 100. Well deserved. Well deserved. Well, long overdue, but you know.
It is. It's long
Yeah,
overdue.
trust the process, guys. Trust the process, guys.
Trust the process. It is. I actually reached 101 subs like a week ago, and then YouTube took away like 5 because you know what they do? They always take away amount of subscribers from like when Lee Gunner reached a milestone, right? He reached like 100K, and they took like 1,000 from him or something. I'm like, why does the YouTube always do this? Like they'll go back to 99K. And I'm like, nah.
You got to give it time for it to set. You got to give it at least a couple of weeks for it to set in.
Yeah. I gotta give it a couple of weeks.
Congrats.
But yeah, thank you, man. And Road Talk, I'll definitely get you on for more streams in the future. Road to 200 is on right now, people. So make sure you guys go and subscribe. We did a whole 2-hour stream today. It's been really good fun. I can't lie. Talking about United's win over City. I would be shameless about Manchester's red. I couldn't care less. We're outside. Yeah, I mean 3. Raise your hands if you got 3 points this week, eh? 3 points this week. 3-point collectors this week. Raise your hands. Get in. But yeah, that's salute, people. I'll be back in a bit for the NBA talk in a few minutes with Augustine King, so make sure you guys tune in. And yeah, that's us tonight. Manchester's red. Come on, United. Gets in. Let's go.
Arteta in.